Overflows. Deep understanding and sexual energy. Each one of you is unique in many ways. My effort is to instill in you an insatiable quest and effort how to allow your being to blossom in myriad ways and reach the final destination. While walking on one, there is a great responsibility. There is no room for any kind of mistake. A master is working on one, but his responsibility is safe upward thrust of that seeker first from the ground to inner space, and then when he reaches the mid-air, then cruising the life at a certain speed that will be safe for that seeker. Along with that seeker, there are several persons associated as well. Therefore, the master is responsible for the safety of all those connected with the seeker. He has to be ready for each situation. The master is like a pilot who is flying with so many passengers. There is no room for any kind of mistake while working on an individual seeker. All of your sexual energies is stored in the root chakra. Because of that, society has significantly ruined the power of this chakra. The root chakra has three important aspects of it. From there, he has to create enough thrust to reach at a certain altitude first, where cruising will be easy for your growth and transformation. So first he has to propel so much of energy that it is possible for you to create that, so that the thrust is created and you reach a certain altitude. The root chakra is deeply associated with subtle body and glands. This is very significant. The root chakra is associated with the etheric body, which is the first layer of the aura after the physical body. A stimulation of this chakra expands the etheric body and boosts confidence and self-image. People with an activated root chakra cannot be possessed by spirits. Their energy level and confidence will be very high. If you have a newborn or a young child, you must start by giving them the freedom to express his or her emotions and desires. The only way you can truly do this is if you too live a life of sexual freedom. You have to fully understand this sexual energy is evolving every day, every moment, in every way. Sex is not sinful or complicated. It is what makes you creative and playful. The teachings of Tantra put a profound importance on accepting your sexual energy totally. Our obsession with sex is ruining our existence. Society and the media continue to objectify men and women in the name of sex appeal, and this disconnects us from the root chakra. Sex is the starting point to crossing the bridge of being, of healing your root chakra. You must be aware of your sexual energy, but also be prepared to move beyond it. Kundalini awakening and other forms of spiritual awakening have their foundations in a clear root chakra. If you can move beyond 6, you can truly join the dance of life. Sex plays an important role in our lives through all psychocenters. However, the function of sex differs in different centers. Let me speak first on solar plexus. Solar chakra, here self-power comes into play. We see sex as a way to dominate and to assert ourselves among others. At heart chakra, this is the turning point. Instead of sex being selfish, sex now becomes more selfless. It becomes a way to offer genuine, unconditional love to someone. However, sometimes discernment is lacking at this stage, and we may often overgive. The heart serves as a bridge connecting the lower chakra to the upper ones. At throat center, we begin to communicate what we need in a romantic and sexual relationship. We learn to stand up for ourselves and to speak our truth. At the same time, we listen to our partner. Arguments can happen here due to competing opinions. At the third eye center, we learn discernment. We stop giving sex indiscriminately. Instead, we pause to see whether the other person is a spiritual match for me before we engage in sex with that person. Often we do this by listening to our gut feelings and intuition, not what have been conditioned to believe by our cultures, parents, or society. Many loving interracial relationship operates out of this chakra. At crown chakra, we see sex as a way to connect with the divine. The divine in us recognizes the divine in the other. There are no other games or pretending. Both partners show up for each other authentically and respect one another through sex and other aspects. Most people on earth operate out of lower 3 chakras when it comes to sex. They essentially have a blockage at the level of their heart chakra, which prevents sexual energy from moving upwards. Remaining stuck at lower levels can create a lot of frustration. In desperation, people will use all sort of means to progress upwards. These can involve porn, sex addictions, BDSM, pedophilia, incest, rape, using sex for personal gains, etc. None of these involve genuine, unconditional love because the heart center is essentially blocked. This is only when heart is open that the stuck sexual energy can progress upwards. That is why, according to Sufis, the opening of the heart center is most important. This is also a reason why sex for minors is not a good idea. Our chakras develop in a stepwise manner as we get older. Vast majority of people do not fully mature until 20s at least. So before sex before that is not a wise idea. Some children develop in a bottom up fashion, others develop in a top down fashion, from ascending or descending. Neither is better or worse. They are just different. The end goal of the both is to have all 7 chakras fully functioning. This is the main reason why I feel that teens are not ready for sex. And this is also the statutory why this is also why statutory rape, child marriages, and child sex abuse are seen as such heinous crimes. Because the adult perpetrator is not giving the minor a chance or choice to evolve first before making the child engage in sex. Lastly, it is important to work on ourselves first before we engage in sex with someone else. This involves overcoming any childhood trauma so they do not act like blocks, and so we do not transfer the traumatized energy to our sexual partner. Mental, emotional, and physical traumas accumulated over times can deplete our chakras and cause them to function suboptimally. This hinders the flow of sexual energy or the existential bioenergy or any energy for that matter. Enough.